18 Roman emperors in Pax Romana period, also known as the Roman Peace, when the country experienced tremendous wealth and stability. Who were these mighty emperors? Let's find out. Augustus, also known as Octavian, was Caesar's adopted heir and a young, ambitious leader. He saw an opportunity to seize power and avenge Caesar's murder. He defeated his rival, Mark Antony and Cleopatra in the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, effectively ending the Roman Republic and became the first Roman emperor. He focused on bringing order to Rome, rebuilding the city, and constructing grand edifices like the Forum Romanum. Augustus initiated a series of important reforms that laid the foundation for the empire's prosperity. Tiberius, Rome's second emperor, began with military successes in Germania region, but he quickly became increasingly paranoid and started punishing people he thought were against him. He held scary trials, like the one where he accused and punished his Praetorian prefect Sejanus. Tiberius later retreated to the island of Capri, where he did a lot of crazy things like drinking, killing, sexual scandals, and ignored the responsibilities of governing the Roman Empire. And with the mysterious death of his adopted heir, Germanicus, Caligula seized the throne and became the third Roman emperor. Caligula the Mad, who held absolute power over Rome from 37 to 41 AD. He appointed his beloved horse as a consul, a position of power meant for humans. He engaged in scandalous relationships with his own sisters, Drusilla and Livilla, breaking all moral boundaries. Caligula believed he was a god and demanded worship from his subjects, erecting statues of himself in temples. Caligula's cruelty knew no limits, reveling in torture and execution for his sadistic pleasure. In the end, his reign was cut short by those who could no longer bear his madness. Caligula remains a dark reminder of the dangers of absolute power and the corruption it can unleash. Claudius, the Roman emperor from 41 to 54 AD, was an unexpected choice for the throne. Unlike his predecessors, Claudius had physical disabilities and a stammer, which led many to underestimate him. However, he proved his doubters wrong with his capable rule. Claudius expanded the Roman Empire into Britain, successfully incorporating new territories, implemented beneficial reforms, improved the legal system, and initiated public works projects. Despite his accomplishments, Claudius faced controversy due to his marriage to his niece, Agrippina the Younger, and the rise of his stepson Nero to prominence. Nero was rumored to have slept with his own mother Agrippina. Their coveted love took a deadly turn, as he ordered her execution due to her interference in political power. He was famous for the Great Fire of Rome, that burnt the city to ashes for his new palace expansion, then blamed the Christians and tortured them to death. However, Nero's crimes did not end there. He went on killing his second wife by kicking her in the belly while she was with the child. Ashamed by his own action, he castrated a boy that looked like her and married him in a ceremony. As the Romans rebelled against him, he committed suicide to avoid being captured. Galba, with his strict policies, including the reduction of pensions for the Roman legions, led to discontent among the soldiers, and his inability to secure their loyalty ultimately led to his downfall. Otho aimed to stabilize Rome after the chaos of the previous years. He engaged in a fierce struggle with Vitellius, another contender for the throne, which ultimately led to his defeat. Vitellius became emperor after defeating Otho. His rule was characterized by excess and gluttony, leading to discontent and opposition. His reign was short-lived due to challenges from rival factions. Vespasian restored stability after the Year of the Four Emperors. He quelled the Jewish revolt, which led to the destruction of the Second Temple in Jerusalem. He also expanded the Roman Empire's borders by conquering new territories, like parts of Britain. Vespasian implemented important economic reforms, including the vice's tax on various goods, which helped the empire's finances. Titus faced a massive volcanic eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried the cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum. He demonstrated compassion and swift response to the disaster, providing aid and support to the affected citizens. He also oversaw the completion of the Colosseum, a symbol of grandeur and entertainment in Rome. Domitian expanded the Roman Empire's borders, with notable military successes in Dacia and Germania regions. To celebrate his brother Titus' success, Domitian commanded the construction of the impressive Arch of Titus, which stood at a height of 50 feet tall and spans a width of 44 feet. However, Domitian's leadership was characterized by an increasingly autocratic style. He limited the power of the Senate, leading to tension with the Roman elite, and instigated purges of perceived enemies. His persecution of philosophers and intellectuals raised concerns about freedom of thought. Nero was a wise and pragmatic leader during a time of transition. He became emperor after the chaotic reign of Domitian and was chosen by the Senate to bring stability back to Rome. He started the tradition of adopting capable successors, setting an example for future rulers. Nero also worked to improve the lives of the common people by giving them more rights and reducing taxes. Trajan was a remarkable and beloved leader. He expanded the Roman Empire to its greatest territorial extent, conquering vast lands in the east, including Dacia and parts of Mesopotamia. He was popular for his dedication to improving the lives of his people. He built many public projects, like the famous Trajan's Column, which told the story of his victories, and funded welfare programs to help the poor. Hadrian is well known for his extensive travels throughout the empire, which were quite unusual for an emperor. Hadrian used these journeys to inspect and improve the provinces, making sure they were well governed and secure. He was also a passionate builder, leaving behind architectural marvels like Hadrian's Wall in Britain and the Pantheon in Rome, which still stand today. Hadrian was known for his appreciation of art and culture, and he promoted the Greek language and traditions in the Roman Empire. His reign was marked by a commitment to diplomacy, often choosing negotiation over conflict. Antoninus Pius was a steady and peaceful ruler. He is often remembered as one of the 5 good emperors because of his emphasis on maintaining peace and stability in the empire. Antoninus ruled with a gentle hand, focusing on fairness and justice. He improved the legal system and took care of the welfare of the people. Lucius Verusco ruled with Marcus Aurelius from 161 to 169 AD, played a significant role during a challenging time. He faced the Antonine Plague, a devastating pandemic that swept through the empire. Lucius actively participated in military campaigns, leading Roman forces in the east during the Parthian War. Marcus Aurelius, born in 121 AD to a prominent Roman family, Marcus had a passion for philosophy and understanding human nature from a young age. Becoming consul at just 19, he remained humble and devoted himself to philosophy. His personal journal, Meditations, became his enduring legacy as he shared his fears, anxieties, and stoic wisdom with the world. Despite being the most powerful man in the world, he taught us that true happiness lies in the quality of our thoughts, not material possessions. With his unwavering wisdom and inner peace, Marcus Aurelius became the epitome of a great leader, earning the admiration of Rome and leaving a lasting impact on history as the greatest Roman emperor. Commodus, who inherited the throne from his famous father, Marcus Aurelius, was known for his obsession with divinity. He demanded his fellow citizens to address him as Hercules and held grand ceremonies where he was worshipped as a god. He paraded through the streets dressed as Greek god, wearing lion skin and carrying a club to receive offerings and sacrifices from his subjects. Commodus introduced sculptures and coins that portrayed him in the likeness of Hercules to the public to convince his people. To magnify his divine image, Commodus organized staged gladiator contests where he entered the arena and fought against opponents who were heavily handicapped, ensuring his victory. However, Commodus' love of the game also led to his downfall, as he was assassinated by his own wrestling partner, Narcissus. Despite all this craziness from Commodus, he was wildly popular with the Roman crowds and was considered one of the most entertaining emperors in Roman history. Commodus's reign also marked the end of the Pax Romana era, as emperors rose and fell rapidly. This chaotic period witnessed frequent changes in leadership, internal conflicts, military instability, and economic challenges. It highlighted vulnerabilities in the empire's governance, ultimately paving the way for a new chapter in Roman history.